This is Saturday morning, November 6th, 2021 at about 10 a.m. and that's looking westward from the Dufferin Street Bridge over the Gardner, and that's westwards to Etobicoke. And beyond that a little bit, you can see some of Mississauga skyline, which is way in the distance. And then, of course, you got the hoop here. It's like we're in St. Louis, Missouri, but you know that hoop is way, way taller than this. But here it is over the CNE, enter the CNE grounds, and then Canadian National Exhibition for you all who live elsewhere in the world. And then there is the skyline of downtown, at least looking west over the Gardner, see the CN Tower. And that's the Gardner, people hustling where they gotta go. And looking north on Dufferin towards King, right? And streetcar action heading north. And then this is into the grounds, we're into the sun. And I'm walking to the GO train. It's medieval times. I don't know that it's seen any action since the pandemic in February 2020. And then I'm heading to the GO train station stop. But I don't know if I'm gonna video all of that because it will name up a lot of space on my phone, and I want to see what time it is so I don't miss my train. And there's thanking healthcare workers. I'll pay them more. I'll put more people on the payroll so they can get. So that's the BMO field on the CNE grounds. I swear to God, you know, after a night's sleep, my memory is as sharp as it is. And I realize this whole thing when you're getting older, why we struggle with memory is when we're really tired. When we're stressed out, right? Because you know how many times I try to recall the name of that field? This is a sign of COVID times, right? Those are all an airplane taking off from the Billy Bishop Island Airport. So even that, I would never remember that on a regular day. I'll be like, which year is it? I know Center Island, but which airport? What's your name again? Alright, little Nas X, do your damn thing. I know, it's so funny. My thing with time, like I had all the time in the world. And of course I said, okay, let me just take my time. And now, may I have to hustle. Yeah, I think I've taped myself walking the other direction from my yard north of the Gardner through Liberty Village and then ever done it coming this way through here, and I could walk on the road. But I like the subversiveness of walking through Papa Mills Wholesale Walk. Must be some city services. COVID-19. Oh, there's a bus I could have taken, but I thought, let me not risk waiting. Just in case. But who knows? I'm walking at a pace. And that's Liberty Village up there, where we'd normally have come through. This BMO field. Police patrol. They got their spot here. Okay, and I seem to have made it in time to catch my train. Oh, look, see another bus come, and another one come, and another one come. Blue! It's a little Three Canal reference for y'all. In the know? Trinidad and Tobago. Look cool if a bus come. And look at that tick. And of course, they're the gals from Queens. Alright, there's a TTC loop for streetcars. Go to platform 4, which is right here. My train should be here any minute. In 10 minutes to do that walk. Sissy, that walk. And then right above us is the Gardner, which is now elevated at this point. Thinking is going till the train arrives. So that's going westbound, whereas I is going. See, and they're all. I think their trains will be coming first because a lot of them are going west. And then mine's coming from that end, going eastbound. So I'm going to Scarborough, and that train goes all the way out to Oshawa, a regional town in Ontario. It's on the outskirts of Toronto. And then going westbound, it goes all the way, I think, to, is it Aldershot now? Even though there's one that goes to Niagara Falls now. So literally in that end, towards the westbound, outer suburbs, but all the way to another city, past Hamilton, which is a whole other, well, yeah, I guess Oshawa is too. But Hamilton's a bit more of a larger city center, other city center, you know, because of steel. It had Stelco and a couple other steel companies that fueled its growth, and it's quite its own big city with all kinds of things going on. Whereas I'm not sure, Ottawa is a car place. Oshawa, I mean, not Ottawa, Oshawa. Yeah, in fact, a lot of West Indian immigrants also settled there, came over to work in those cars. So when you go, there's lots of black folks. My sister-in-law's, my brother's wife's grandparents came in that wave, and also brought over her mother and then them eventually. So yeah, so we got a little connection there. Now in the West End, my former brother-in-law, Hamilton, his family also migrated from like another wave that went there, I guess, to work in the steel companies to Hamilton. So there's a large, significant black presence and population there as well. And then beyond that, can't tell you much. But you know, we're peppered everywhere. You know, we're everywhere. Black folks are everywhere. All right. Exhibition Stadium. So we're waiting. So I saw fast. Oh, see the train come there. I wonder if mine's coming. I wonder if I'll get the double header today. And it looks so. See? Brothers on the slide. It's good. It's cool. Well, I mean, nothing better to do. I mean, it's what I do with my time, right? See, if I was a driver, people always say, well, you don't have a car, so you don't get places. Well, y'all wouldn't get this experience because drivers now stop for none of this. Not having none of this experience. And don't get me wrong, I would love to at one point go back and take some lessons and renew my license, because I did have a license that lapsed how many decades ago. So there's the transit, the streetcar loop. I went to the train there. Put me at the right time. Now I'm gonna double header like I did the other day. This is the westbound. Where's my eastbound train there? Oh, I didn't look on the wrong. I don't think I did. Another one come, watch for me now. What was my 922? No, it's 920. I'm sure say a 920 by now. Because I hustled, but I didn't hustle that fast. See, that's actually, way down there, that's where I was. That's where I crossed. That bridge there was where I actually started. That's a Dufferin Bridge that I came across. With point to it. Right there. I just want to go leave up before me even smell the turn the corner. You know the reason why I'm having a bit of a... Oh, there's mine. Sita come there. Sita come there. There we go. and then that's the accessibility section.
Union Station, the next and final station stop for us. Union Station, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention due to equipment issue with this train will be taken out of service and will be connecting to a train beside us when we pull into Union Station. That train will be, I apologize, got a little tongue tied there. That train will be continuing eastbound to Guildwood, making all stops. Once again, when we pull into Union Station, this train will be going out of service. We'll be connecting to a train beside us when we pull into Union, and that train will go on, making all stops to Guildwood.
To
So
Guildwood?
Again, on arrival at Union, this train will be out of service, and all passengers must exit the train.
Wait,
Thank you.
isn't that something? So the morning that I am running late, I swear to God, that's the one thing when you don't drive, right? So the morning that I'm not running
We'd like to remind
behind.
you that next weekend there will be no train service on the Lakeshore West Line due to track construction work. Buses will run from Union Station Bus Terminal directly to select GO stations. For service to or from Exhibition, Mimico, Long Branch, Port Credit, Appleby, or Bronte GO stations, you may connect with TTC, MyWay, or other local transit services. Just visit Trip Links for travel options or check gotransit.com for all the details. Once again, Union Station next.
I mean, so now I'm running behind. And then on top of that now, the train, I have to switch trains, which is not usual. Usually you stay on the same train. And then it sounds like the train now terminates one stop before the stop I need, which means it's a whole palaver to then get from the train's Guildwood to where it's going to drop me. Oh, here's Stacked Market, by the way, that I often do things from. So now I's gonna have to, it's like it's just gonna add time to, darn, you know, best laid plans. When you have to rely on public transit, that is one of the challenges. Sometimes it's smoother, because frankly sometimes I'm in people's cars and then it's a whole matter of finding parking and routing and rah. But now, this is when I have no control. So make your plan, think the timing will work, and all of a sudden all kinds of things happen that means that the timing does not work. I guess it's a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, as they say. But you know, the other thing is, the reason why it's always good to just be about half an hour ahead, except in the winter, because in the winter you're half an hour ahead and you get places and you have to stand up at the cool, because you know, places are not going to open until they open. So that's the only challenge with winter. Summertime, not bad. You hang around, you chill out, you read a book, you sit out, because you can be outside and it's comfortable. And that's why I always say to people the difference between winter and summer. You know, summertime, you no matter how hot it is, you at least can, even if it's unbearable, the little time you might have to wait, compared to winter time. Yeah, and that's why winter we're done with winter easily. Once something settle here with the family, I'm gonna see how best to live somewhere where it's warm all year round. But here we go. This is annoying and frustrating now. It also just means you just delayed, which is not fun. I mean, I think worst comes to worst, I can ask the caregiver because my mom is actually not at the stage where she can't be alone for a while. So I'll just say to the caregiver to take off. It's Metro Hall. You can't see the CN Tower. This is the back of the convention center. You can't see the CN Tower because it's on the south side of this train. Plus also when you try to do it from the train, you don't get a good angle.
Presto users, don't forget to tap off before leaving the station if you don't have the default.
Oh Lord, that's my thing.
Thanks
That
for
top off
choosing
business fucks me up every time. Oh, and they're bringing us into, you see, usually when there's a UP Express to the airport, which makes a few stops in local neighborhoods, so some people use it as their local transit. Now we're into the city, downtown proper.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment we'll be arriving at our final stop for Ron's Union Station. Again, due to equipment issue, this train will be going out of service. Passengers looking to continue traveling eastbound, there will be a connecting train beside us when we pull into Union, and that train will be continuing eastbound. All stops to Guildwood.
But I love how he says Guildwood, but gives you no other information.
We'll be arriving in today on
No
platform
other information
number 9
like
and 10 when the doors first open on the south side. Platform 10 followed by north side, platform 9. Passengers looking to continue traveling eastbound.
See, this is the frustration with information, right? You've made assumptions that people have gotten on at other stations in between. No, or even taking it this weekend, understand that the trains aren't going all the way to thing. And what are the options?
Making all station stops to Guildwood.
And what happens beyond
Take a look
Guildwood?
around before you exit the train to ensure you have all your personal belongings. My name's Lee. I've been your customer service ambassador today, and on behalf of my crew and Go Transit, we thank you for traveling with us. The stop is Ron's Union Station.
I'm frustrated beyond no end. Another reminder, leave your house or leave out earlier.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, for passengers looking to continue traveling eastbound, if you look out the windows, you'll see one track beside that is empty, and it'll be on the other side, a track with a train on it. That is the train that you'll be connecting to. It'll be continuing eastbound, all stops to Guildwood. Thank you.
Where's the train there? So that's the new see-through open air concept that they're going for now. Which train are we taking? Is it that train?
Yeah.
Do you know what happens beyond Guildwood?
It's just buses. Guildwood on is closed. I know.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. It's frustrating as hell. Now we are waiting. My green tchotchkes. Matching my green shoes with the green seats. So I may, when I get to Guildwood, jump in a cab or get an Uber Come again, better.
Ladies and gentlemen, this train on platforms number 7 and 8 is your 935 eastbound. All stops to Guildwood. Bus connections will be available at Guildwood going to Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, and Oshawa.
So I have to take. Clearly, I have to take.
Once again, the train on 7 and 8
Uber
is the
because
935 eastbound train. All stops to Guildwood with bus connections available at Guildwood for Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, and Oshawa.
see, none to Rouge Hill. So Rouge Hill is fucked. So I have to take a cab from there. Huh, I might then get there faster, actually. I mean, even though the train would have been much faster, period. At least I'll get something direct to my
Final call
door.
for the doors on platform 7 and 8. Stand clear, the doors on platform 8. Doors are closed.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit as we come out of this station, but then that's it. And we want to yam up the video. Who knows, by now it probably yam up already.
Stand clear, the doors on 7. Doors are closing. Stand clear.
What I'm doing with my Saturday morning, November 6th, 2021.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the 935 eastbound train. We'll be making all station stops to Guildwood Station. Upon arrival at Guildwood, this train will be out of service. All passengers must exit the train. Again, this train will end at Guildwood GO due to construction. Replacement buses are serving Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, and Oshawa GO stations from the north parking lot at Guildwood GO.
Oh, I didn't realize
There is
that.
no service at Rouge Hill GO.
It's a Young
Check
Street.
GoTrans.com for all the
The
details.
central street that goes on forever.
I'll be your customer service ambassador today, coming to you from the accessibility coach 4516, which is the fifth coach behind the locomotive. On behalf of my crew at GoTrans, we thank you for traveling with us today. Our first station stop will be Danforth Station.
You know, sad with the pants, so we defend it. And so you get this intensity. I mean, it's great, but as my therapist said, she said, take a break from everything. Your family's dealing with a devastating news. Okay, where is the continued garden? And then this is some like an alcove. But then is that Jarvis? Yeah, might be Jarvis. And then you're dealing with this is the St. Lawrence Market Co-op neighborhood. That is quite a model of what's it called? Mixed income integrated neighborhoods in the city. You want a good example of that. And it's the model that, as I was fucking Liberty Village could have adopted but didn't. Instead they opted for just a certain boring affluent demographic. Boring. So you get there, and yes, it's convenience, but oh Lord, if it's like you're in a suburb. You might as well not live in a big city. But this neighborhood is like wonderful place. I know I'm speaking as an outsider who observes it, but so people have said, unless there's other things to say. So anybody who's watching this who has other. And here. No, okay, I guess I'm getting tired because I'm blocking on the name of this place. Yeah. The Distillery District, that's what that is, distillery. And this is when the Pan Am Games came, they started to build housing because it was for their athletes. So this is where, and they continue to build and build. They're turning this into a whole neighborhood now. Like this didn't exist probably within the last 5 years. This wasn't, none of this was here. You've been watching my videos of this route, but now look, building upon building and parkland and, you know. Yep. And there's the Don River, I think. Yeah, that's the Don, because the other one peninsula is the Humber River. And yep. And then now this is where we curve away from the lake. And then you get to see a view of the city. This is my old neighborhood. Before I moved where I am now, I used to be over here. I was just King Street West. And then you're gonna get a view of the Real Jerk, which is a beautiful, colorful little spot. Jamaican restaurant. So I think at Carla and Gerard. Wait, let's see there. This is the skyline. Kinda gone. Okay, I'll go right till the next stop and then we're done. And there are the fall colors. We're getting a little bit of that. And of course on this side, the suburban-ish homes, but it's still considered downtown. This is not too far east. And because over here in the east end you also have Little India, which is along Gerard from about, I want to say Pape, maybe that's too far west, all the way over to Carla, no, not Coxwell, right, to Coxwell. It's a great neighborhood of restaurants and businesses and vibe. Even though if you want to get a taste of India, you need to go to Brampton more intensely, but you know, you can find also Richmond Hill, Markham, parts of Scarborough. Yeah, we're, you know, people everywhere that populated everything. So the other day when I was up in, yeah, just yesterday my video about Bonix, which is up there in Mount Dennis. And I don't think I appreciated how black that neighborhood is, you know. Yeah, it's just like when you go up, well I guess, yeah, once you hit Jane and you start to go north on Jane, it's quite, I would say, I usually joke that when you get to Bathurst and St. Clair and start going north of that, it feels like you're in Harlem, but really and truly, it's when you go over this so that you're really in Harlem. Maybe that's Brooklyn or Black Brooklyn. And Brooklyn has all kinds of shades. South.
Now arriving at Danforth. Having paid at Danforth.
And that's Main Street up there. That's sort of like, one would say this is like the end of the downtown line, because maybe Danforth is not too bad, but once you reach out, I say the city starts to become suburbs, more or less. You're just on the edge. Still very city. There's my friend's building. I won't say her name, just to protect her privacy. She would rather not. But she knows who she is if she's watched this far. This is where when we leave out, I'm gonna end this.
Final call for the doors. Stand clear, doors to close.
You know what they have out here? There are a couple of really good West Indian restaurants, and then my corn soup guys out here
Scarborough, the next stop, Scarborough.
too. Best corn soup in the city, at least for my taste, you know. And I've not been with corn soup very long. Do you remember? Oh, right. There's there's your building. Morning, girl. So yeah, they got a little Poppy Day or Remembrance Day moment. I always think it's indigenous people's memory of them, right? You know, it's complicated things about this Remembrance Day, about these wars. Who were they fought for and fought to maintain what? We'll talk about freedoms. Which freedoms were they fighting to maintain? Because, you know, lots of people who went and fought those wars realized those wars didn't benefit them particularly much. Just kept the whole damn thing going for particular groups of people to keep benefiting, even as they come back to the expense of their own people. So you went to prop up something that continues to revile and denigrate your people. Eh? And keep the world fucked. I mean, yes, I guess it's the idea of what's the greater evil. And I guess in some cases, no, we didn't want the Nazis to run ramshot or the Japanese in that incarnation. Because at least with Nazis, you don't say the Germans, you say Nazis. Because, you know, we lost the German people, ultimately. Shouldn't have to carry the shame and blame and stain. And so shouldn't the Japanese as a whole. So, there. Alright. Gotta go to end this now. And then you can work open air. That's towards the lake. At some point we will start to see the lake. But not yet. Not for a while. Way beyond the time I want to keep this video going. So yeah, now it becomes really suburbia. It starts to be. Not in a bad way, because down there is the Scarborough Bluffs. Down beyond all of that will be the bluffs. And it's a lovely sea. But yeah. So that's it. Ciao.